Should you dine at a Disney Gateway Resort?
Princess Bay here today. We find ourselves at the Hyatt Grand Cypress Hotel. And you know what? We want to explore some other hotels.
We're going to 4 Flamingos.
Yes, we have a restaurant here with food. That's your number one choice of food infotainment. We're here to try the food at the Grand Cypress 4 Flamingos, so you don't have to because we're cheese vegan. I'm not. I don't see any flamingos.
It's time to foodie and chill.
So they provide us with a mini version of their house bread. Normally it comes in like a bigger loaf for the table, but they don't have a vegan bread option, which is fine. We have plenty to eat tonight, but this is beautiful looking, like a honey bread with like a nice salted rock on there. And you got a little bit of house butter over here. No sprinkle on top, but you know what? Sometimes you don't need it. Take a little bit of that. A little sparkle. A little salt. It's very interesting. Instead of doing like a honey butter, it's salted honey with butter. Splitting hairs, with the honey melted on top with the salt crystals, and then the little spread of butter. That's appetizing. Get your mouth watering. Get you Florida level wet, but without the weird afternoon rainstorm where you're nice and muggy afterwards. I feel comfortable. I like it. 3.75 at 5 plus.
I could not resist the call of Brussels sprouts, and they're not fried, they're just beautifully crisped. It looks like flowers on here too. And look at me, I'm being all proper. I'm putting it on a plate because I'm going to be sharing this with Bear, and he's going to be ordering meatsies later. So let's go ahead and enjoy some Brussels sprouts. They're cooked through really well. They're not too soft. They got a nice little crunch to them. They're very flavorful. I like them. I would give them a 4 out of 5 Brussels sprouts. They're no Le Cellier Brussels sprouts, but they're very close. Not that close, but in the neighborhood.
We always appreciate a restaurant whose crew, server, cooks everything, know their kitchen, know it's easily modifiable for both me and my mango allergy and obviously the princess. So being able to get these Brussels sprouts, which is like a snack / appetizer menu, the only modification is there's no white barbecue sauce on here, but you get Togarashi seasoning and a sweet Thai chili, so like a spicy sweet sort of deal. I'm also going to be kind of proper and then scoop these on my provided plate because why not? Got a couple here for good measure. This whole restaurant is a vibe. This restaurant was actually on our magical dining list last year, but we ran out of time to do magical dining with all the Disney menus that were coming out, so we just never got to this place. So now that it's a gateway hotel, maybe that will get more people to come here, and if it pops up on magical dining this year, maybe this video will help you decide whether or not you want to go there or not. Either way, we get to eat, and that's a win for us. Win for you. Good for everybody. Hurts nobody. I actually love that they're not like uber crispy. I feel that maybe that texture difference with the Togarashi might be a bit odd. The Togarashi, like that dry seasoning, like spice you sometimes get on like a ahi tuna or in like a ramen bowl. Excellent, especially with the Thai chili, that sweetness with the spice. It's a nice balance of sweet and spice, but not spicy. So I would even give it like a 1 out of 10 on the heat scale, but you're getting the flavor of the heat with the sweetness of the Thai chili. I couldn't even imagine barbecue sauce being on here, so I really don't feel like I'm missing anything at all. Very tasty. 4 out of 5 claws. So we might be fighting over these. You know, if we were like professional food reviewers, and we're not. We're just foodies with a camera and a lot of time and adult disposable income. We might do a little bit more research for some of these places. So we come here not knowing what like their signature dishes are. We're just like looking at the menu and it's like what's possible and what sparks joy. In a case like this, everything on the menu looks tasty. I had to ask the server. I had absolutely no clue what I wanted to get. Looking at the snacks, I was trying to decide between ceviche and pork belly. they recommended the pork belly. So you have this delicious double fried pork belly with a rum glaze. You have a pineapple salsa on top with some peppers, a gochujang aioli, and then it's sitting on top of jalapeno chimichurri. All the things both a spice lord and a bear who likes food all in one plate. So much so, I don't even know where to start. So we're just going to start on the end, like a line in school. I'm going to get a little piece of pork belly. I'm going to actually cut this one because these pieces are massive. But I want the peppers, I want the gochujang aioli, and I want this pineapple salsa. Delicious looking. Can I... Okay. Now, the server did warn me that the gochujang aioli isn't so much spicy, or just like that smoky gochujang flavor, which the aioli definitely captures rather well. Then you have the jalapeno chimichurri. You're getting like that edge flavor, like that jalapeno aftertaste in the chimichurri, giving it like another layer of complexity without going overboard. Also, not incredibly spicy. So even together combined, maybe a 1.5 out of 10 on the heat scale. Your mileage may vary, but what it adds to the pork belly, especially when combined with that pineapple, is this tropical spice flavor with the savory. That's excellent. I don't think I've had pork belly this delicious since Epcot 9 Dragons pre-pandemic, and that's a hella callback. I don't believe I just said hella on camera. I feel dirty. Either way, that is a tasty pork belly. 4.5 out of 5 claws. So I decided to go with one of their lesser known appetizers, and yes, I had to ask the server about that as well because there's like 5 fish dishes on this menu, and honestly, I wanted them all, and I don't have the stomach room for that. So I went with the ahi tuna steak, one of their lesser known ones. It's like an enhancement on the Scottish salmon that they have on the menu, but you get a nice crusted ahi tuna, seared on the outside, rare on the inside, on top of some Dijon chili cream. And on the back side here, I have a side of charred cabbage, carrots, and then there are some plantains here on the side as well. But you come here for the ahi tuna. And you know what? I love me some tuna. I know that conventional American wisdom would tell you that salmon is the king of all things, but tuna cooked perfectly, I'll take over salmon day of the week. I love that sear with the seasoning on the outside. If you've ever had like a ahi tuna appetizer, like an ahi tuna like salad, same premise. It's just a much thicker cut of that. Same sort of sear, same sort of cook. The seasonings on it are bright and tasty. You don't even need the knife. It's really a formality. It falls right apart in your mouth like a tuna disappearing act, but with flavor. I would give that 4 out of 5 claws. Now I want to try it with a little bit of the Dijon chili cream, because that cannot be ignored. It's like its own private lake. A Dijon chili cream, not water that you'd rent a boat on and paddle out. They have paddle boats here. We saw paddle boats. It's very surprising. Like most things here, very well controlled flavors in terms of heat. It is the Dijon cream is more Dijon than chili cream, which makes sense since Dijon comes before the chili in the name. It's usually how we see things. The closer they are to the beginning of the name, the more that ingredient is. So you get Dijon flavor, and then the cream. The chili is just like a chili flavor, so it's like a smoky Dijon cream sauce. No like detection of heat, but it goes well with the spices on the tuna, because the tuna's not spicy, but all the peppers and everything else that are on it can lend itself towards a little bit of spice. The cream helps sort of like mute that, but they combine together. That's an excellent flavor that I would love to maintain in my mouth. I would say with the cream, 4.5 out of 5 claws. Overlooked, according to our server, but there's a reason why maybe you should read the fine print every now and then.
I love coming to a restaurant where they actually have tofu available as an option. Like, Yes, please. And then this one looks very similar to something that you would get at the Skipper canteen, except the tofu is not pineapple. And I'm excited for that. Look at that, beautifully crusted. Now it does have this sauce, so I do want to sauce her. I really love the way that the tofu is breaded. The curry sauce is amazing. Bear and I, we like to batch make food for the week when we're not doing food reviews. So this week we actually made Japanese curry, and I've been obsessing. It's so delicious, and this is giving me the end pieces of the Japanese curry. So basically the best way to end that little marathon of food, I guess you could call it. This is delicious. This is very unique and tasty, and I would say even better than Skipper Canteen. I would give it a 4.5 out of 5 curries. I'm not usually a big curry person, but this one's fab. Additionally to my beautiful tofu, I have this cauliflower here. Now you can do a jerk cauliflower on the side. Our server told us that they were jerking the cauliflower here. So, here comes my veggies. So the veg is edamame, baby corn, and red pepper. And then, of course, we have some white rice. So I'm just going to go in on these pieces here, and let's just see how the rest of this dish tastes. That bite very much tasted like a deconstructed curry. So this is definitely a delicious curry. Lots of flavors, lots of goodness. I'm tasting tropical. I understand the Flamingos theme. It's definitely giving me vibes of Skipper Canteen, which I'm not mad at. I would give this whole dish a 4 out of 5 tofus. It is not a jerk.
Crispy tofu, rock-sized tofu. I'm impressed. Just looking at the dish. Florida food-wise is a weird state. We have all these influences of the South without actually being the South, because no other southern state considers Florida to be South. We just kind of exist here. And then we have influences from Gulf seafood, Atlantic seafood, and then the further you go south, you start blending in those Jamaican and Cuban influences from the Caribbean. So you're getting all these different flavors in one sort of oblong, weird looking state. So you get a lot of overlap of things. So seeing all these things on one menu, not at all odd. So Jamaican curry in the same place you would get Florida shrimp, not weird at all. So Jamaican curry, I am excited. So do a cross section of said curry. I'm curious. Looks cooked and seasoned on the inside, not just straight breaded. I like that. All right. Tofu is crispy, well seasoned, smoky on its own. Tastes like somehow you took this out over the grill and didn't burn it. I'm impressed. A very smoky mouth right now. I would give that 4 out of 5 claws. Now going back in for the actual curry, you have the curry sauce with some baby corn, with some peppers in here and edamame, then a little bit of rice. So you want a complete flavor profile. Maybe. One more pepper. Honestly, the curry gives me a nice middle ground. I'm thinking about it between Skipper Canteen and Bob Marley at Universal, which makes sense given this resort is halfway in between, or not halfway, but it's a good middle point between here and Universal. But the flavors of the curry sauce, excellent. It's smoky, got the nice Caribbean flavor in the curry without going overboard. It doesn't have a whole ton of heat to it, which is fine. I don't need curry to melt me every time I eat it. Sometimes. But that's a very good flavor. I would give the side solid 4 out of 5 claws. The whole dish is a 4. Excellent meal.
There are a myriad of sides here that you could enjoy. I was going to get the jerk cauliflower, but since my dish already came with cauliflower jerked the same way that they would have served it, I got Yuca fries instead because Bear and I love a good Yuca. Now, they do have a shared fryer, so if you are worried about cross-contam in that sense, then you do not want to order these. And then they do come with an aioli, which is not vegan, but Bear will enjoy her. Can I say, these Yuca fries are better than Amatista. Not as good as the old Spyglass Grill ones, but those ones don't exist anymore. So this is like as close as I'm going to get to those beautiful Disney ones. Not better than Universal too. So no notes. I would give it a 4 out of 5 Yuca. She's tasty.
We are never going to say no to anything Yuca, but a nice gigantic bowl of Yuca, all nice and thick, cut and crispy. This is a thing of dreams. I feel like anytime we've ever gotten Yuca, it's either been undercooked or cooked so hard that it's like almost a knife on the roof of your mouth. But this is crispy, warm on the inside, soft, super tasty. I would give that a 4.5 out of 5 claws. Now, for some of this aioli, this sauce that, you know, the princess can't have, but I will partake of. Like a tangy remoulade. A little bit of heat. 2.5 out of 10 on the heat scale, but tasty. Perfect pairing with the yuca. I approve. That same 4.5 out of 5 claws. It doesn't make it better, but it's a nice addition. We love a show, so an entire smoke show literally in a glass with this resort and relax. In a resort that looks this pretty, I can do nothing else but relax, really. I've got good music, I've got palm trees, I've got 12 waterfalls and a private lake. How much more relaxed could I get if not with some pea flower infused gin, lavender simple syrup, and then a lavender bubble enhancement, if you will. The way that gin takes to any sort of like floral addition or enhancement makes me curious of why I don't drink more gin. Because honestly, gin with the right mixtures is basically like an adult lemonade. And this is literally just like a strong, as in like Louisa level strong alcoholic lemonade. And I'm completely on board with that. The lavender isn't like overpowering. I don't feel like I just drank a bottle of perfume. I feel like I have fresh breath, but maybe that's the benefit from having the drink. Honestly, as far as cocktails go, I feel resorty, and I am in fact relaxed. I like truth in advertising, if anything. 4.25 out of 5 claws. We found the 4 flamingos. They're hiding in the moat.
They're so cute. I love them.
Blow up flamingos. It's a nice little touch. Doesn't mean a whole lot, but the fact that they're here, we appreciate them.
And the food is amazing.
Yeah, it was actually extremely good. I was surprised. Like, we know there are other Disney partner hotels, like Official and Good Neighbor and Gateway Hotel, so many different designations for things that mean nothing to us, but we are here for the food. And finding out there's other food items that we can try and share with you guys, well, that's a fun time.
And of course, magical dining. It's always nice to be able to enjoy one of those restaurants that participate, because we love to donate to that. But I mean, obviously it's not magical dining right now, but it's good to know that if you do want to come during that time, this is an option for all diets.
Yes, as with every year, we're going to try to squeeze in magical dining when it happens. This fall, we try to do as many of those as we can within our schedule. 1, because we like doing new things, and 2, because we like donating to charity to help those different causes. But like the food here was great. The Florida menu is a great, lot of varied flavors, very nice.
The Brussies
were good. The staff was amazing. They were all super nice, super knowledgeable. Everything came out looking pretty, and the ambiance in the restaurant, it's a vibe.
The whole hotel is a vibe.
Yeah.
I feel relaxed here.
So we know what you guys think about both the Grand Cypress Hotel, because we don't know a whole lot about it.
Yeah.
And then 4 Flamingos is what we showcased for you today. Of course, if there's anything we missed or there's anything else you'd like to see us do, the comments is always going to be a place to let us know. So hit that notification bell if you want to see other videos like this, and
We have new videos 5 days a week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday.
we will see you soon.
Be sure to subscribe and like this video. And if you don't comment, it's gonna become bear and 4 flamingos in a pond.
I mean, I'll fit. Like, I can chunky dunk, like, down there. But you heard the girl. So you may be wondering, just like us, what exactly makes this a Disney gateway hotel? Basically, it just allows you to book your Disney vacation packages and include this resort. So you can book these directly on the Disney website. Now, we're not travel agents, and we're not trying to be, but we found it interesting that there was food here that we hadn't experienced, and you can book a trip here. Same as you can get your park tickets and everything else.
They also have buses from here to the Transportation and Ticket Center, so you can go to the Magic Kingdom a lot easier. And it is different than the other type of hotel, the Good Neighbor
Hotels.
That's just like a grandfathered old version, and this is like the new version. This is the newest hotel to be added to the family.
Yeah, so far it's a very pretty resort. You can get like the Princess of the transportation to TTC and Disney Springs, but they don't get extended park hours.
No extra magic hours or anything like that, but at least you get that. Transportation to TTC to be able to see the fireworks is a big one.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, so far it's a pretty resort. May not be a bad deal.
It seems pretty relaxing here, and the balconies look spacious.
You still can have a room here, though.
No.
She was hoping.